everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, I have an amazing Dollar Tree hack. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new subscribers and to all of my new friends. And a big old welcome back to all of my longtime subscribers and longtime friends. Y'all, there are so many other channels out there that you could be visiting right now. There are so many other things in your personal lives that you could be doing right now, but you're choosing to be here with me in this moment. For that, I am so appreciative. Thank you so much. Now, Dollar Tree calls this a pad folio. Y'all, I call it a gold mine. And I am going to show you why in just a minute. But y'all know what time it is? It's time to make it. Now, it's not necessary for you to have this to be able to make a project similar to this. You'll just have to cut separate pieces of chipboard to accomplish what we're about to do with this. And I'll give you the measurements and the chipboard measurements that you'll need to use if you don't have this pad folio will be listed in the description box below. So what I'm working with is a jacket that measures 10 by 8. So what we have is an 8 by 10 notepad on the inside, but the jacket itself is going to be about 10 1/8 by approximately 8 1/8, and those are approximations, but what we'll be doing will be close enough to make this work. So if you are cutting chipboard, make sure you check the description box because I'll have those chipboard pieces listed below. Y'all, we're going to start with this and we're going to end up with this. This is absolutely fabulous. All of this comes from this one pad folio. So what I have is a 4.5 by 10-inch notepad, and you can see when I open it what the inside looks like. I have this nice little pocket here at the bottom, and we have our notepad here. Then we're going to have a 3.5 by 3.5 inch Post-it note holder. This is just so gorgeous, and these are all so easy to make. And then finally, we're going to have a 6.5 by 4 inch notebook. So we're going to be using most of that notepad to make this, and then we'll be using a 3 by 3 sticky note. But you can see just how gorgeous this actually is. Now, don't y'all think that is craft fair beautiful? I know from my own personal craft fair experiences, for me, this would be a sellout. So I think that you can't go wrong whether you're making this to sell, to gift, or to keep. So I'm going to be using some of the awesome wrapping paper that I showed you guys in a previous video. Then I'm going to have 4 sheets of 12 by 12 at the ready. I might not use it all, but I am going to have 4 sheets because I will need to cut liner pieces and bits and pieces for this project, and I'll give you those measurements as we go along. And I will be using my Reptile adhesive as well as double stick tape. We're going to be using one of the worn, dull trimmer blades, and I know it's that way because I marked it so that I would know that. Then I'm going to take my folio, and from the edge in, I am going to place it in, and we're going to make a couple of passes at 3.5. And you can see my passes right there. Then I'll flip it over, and on the other end, I'll move it over to 3.5. And we'll do the same thing. So I am going to take this, and I'm just going to bend it just a little bit because that's just going to make it easier for me to cut through. And I'm just going to go in that groove, and now it's very easy for me to cut through this hardboard. And we'll do the same thing over here. So let's go through. And there is our 4.5 by 10 inch folio jacket. Then we're going to take these 2 pieces. We're going to place it in, move it over to 3.5, and make that score. Do the same thing here. I'm going to move it over to 3.5 and make that score. Take these two pieces and we're going to go ahead and just trim. Bend that one just a little bit. And so y'all, that's how we get the 3 pieces for the project. So now that we have our pieces, we are going to go ahead and work on covering them. And we're going to start with the jacket. I'm going to take my wrapping paper because that's what I want to use for the jacket. And I am just going to trim off some. And I'll be using the grid marks to keep me straight. So I am going to use my finger blade. And we're just going to cut straight down to get one piece and then 2 pieces. And you'll see what I'm doing in just a minute. So if you're not using wrapping paper on yours and you want to cut just some 12 by 12 paper, cut 2 pieces at 6 by 12. So I have my 2 pieces. What I am going to do is I am going to take my double stick tape and I am going to place double stick tape like this. On the front, and I'll do the same thing on the back. So then I'll take this and I'm going to cut it down to 12, and then I'll trim the second one down to 12 inches. So I'm going to take my tape and we're going to place tape on the edge of the wrapping paper because we want to make sure we have good edge-to-edge coverage on our wrapping paper. So I'm going to trim away what I have hanging over. All right, so we're going to go ahead and peel away the tape backer. And when we place it down, because I am dealing, and when we place it down, I am dealing with wrapping paper here, and once it catches, there really is not a lot of recovery room. So I'm just going to stand up and see if I can get this nice and straight. Then I'm going to use my finger blade, go in, miter those ends. I'm going to trim away just a little bit of this. So then I'll take my tape runner and run some tape on these edges. We'll stand this up, fold it over. This is going to be a really pretty jacket. So we're going to do the same thing on the back. I'm going to peel away my tape backer. I'm going to take this piece and just place it down like this. Then I'll use my big old spatula to go in and get everything nice and stuck. Remove a little bit of this. And then I'm going to trim to miter. Take my tape runner, add some tape to these ends. Stand it up and fold it over. And there y'all, we have a really beautiful jacket cover. Now we're going to cover the inside. So for the inside liner, we're going to cut a piece that measures 9 7/8 by 9 1/4. We're going to place down tape to cover the inside of our jacket. So I'm going to place my tape all over the inside. And I just noticed how yucky my big old spatula is, so I really need to clean it. And I think I'll do that after I finish this video. So I'm just going to make sure I get that nice and stuck in the spine area. And then for the inside, I think I'm going to go with this pattern. So I'm going to take my tape, and I am using tape wider than what I need. But I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway because it's what happens to be handy. And I am just going to go around the edges to place tape. Go ahead and peel away the tape backer from the liner piece as well as the jacket. So now I'm going to take this piece, stand up so that I can try to get it nice and even. I'm going to smooth everything out. Let's go in and make sure we have our spine nicely defined. And you can see how beautiful this is inside and out. So now we're going to take our two pieces that measure 3.5 by 6.5. And I think I might have said 4 by 6.5 when I told you the sizes, but it is 3.5 by 6.5. We are going to add our tape. I'm going to bring in another piece of my 12 by 12. We're going to peel away the tape backer, and we're going to create the book for this one. So I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to place it down like that. Then I'm going to take this piece, and when I place it down, I am going to place it down with about 1/2 inch in spacing between the two. Then I'm going to trim away some of the excess. And then I'm going to miter my edges. And then I'm going to stand it up and just train it to get ready to fold. I'm going to use my tape runner and just go around the edges to get these stuck. And then I'm just going to fold over. And we'll get that nice and stuck. Go into that spine, make sure I have everything nice and stuck. And that is very pretty. So now we need to put down the liner for this. So I'm going to cut an inside liner piece that measures 6 1/4. by 7 5/8. And we're going to take this piece and we will put it down just like this. And again, I'll be placing tape on the inside, covering this chipboard or hardboard, whatever this is. And I'll place tape around the edge of this piece. And then we're just going to peel away our tape backers from the jacket as well as the inside liner piece. And so now we can take the inside liner and we can just place it down like this. Again, I'll use my big old spatula to make sure that I have very good spine definition. And now we have these two, so all that's left to make is the sticky note pad holder. And I am going to take my tape yet again, and we're going to cover this in tape. All right, so we have these scraps left and this large piece, and I'm going to try to make it work with covering this piece with what I have here, and that way I won't have to use that fourth piece of 12 by 12, and that will mean that I use 3 pieces of 12 by 12. So I'm going to peel away the tape backer. We're going to place one piece right here. Peel away the tape backer from this piece. And we're going to place the second piece right here. Again, giving ourselves about 1/2 inch in spacing. Going to trim away this excess. Hopefully y'all can't hear my neighbors in the background. If you do, I really do apologize. I'm just going to go in and angle. And by angling, I'm just doing a miter on the edges to get this ready to fold over professionally. So this is what we have right now. I'm going to stand this up. Turn it over just a little bit. Then I'm going to take my tape runner and let's get this stuck. So we'll take this piece, fold it over, get it stuck. Take this piece, fold it over, get it stuck. And I'll go in to make sure that I have good tape stick in that spine area. So there is the Post-it note jacket. We need to place the liner. So we are going to take this piece and see if we can get 3 1/4 by 7 5/8. And since this is such a narrow piece, I am just going to take my tape and just place tape on the liner and not worry about placing it on the jacket. All right, so I'm going to take this piece and we are going to place it right there. Use my big old spatula. Get that nice and stuck. This one is ready for the sticky notepad. So I don't have any pink sticky notepads. I am going to be using sticky notepads that I got from the Dollar Tree, and you get 5 in a pack. So we're going to use those. And I am going to place all of my pieces down as one and done pieces. So I am going to pick up some of my glue, brush my glue on the back. And then we'll take this piece and I'm going to put it in like this. So I'm just going to center it. And so there is my little sticky notepad holder. All right, so now we need to cut the pads for the inside of our beautiful, beautiful notebooks. And I am placing my ruler down at the top because I want to cut this at 4 1/4 inches. So I'm going to make a mark at 4 1/4. And I'll come down and make another mark at 4 1/4. And then I'll make a third mark at 4 1/4. And I'll place my ruler on my marks, and then I'm just going to cut through and make sure that you have a nice sharp blade, and that way you'll be able to cut all the way through without having to use a lot of pressure, and you'll have nice smooth edges. And now we have our notepad ready to go in this folder, but I am going to bring in a piece of my scrap, see if I can find a piece that fits, and we're going to place that on the top. So I am going to take my double stick tape, place my tape down, and now let's see if we have a good fit on this piece. I think I can stand to take off just a sliver, and y'all know a sliver for me is about 1/16 of an inch. So I am just going to trim that away. We'll take this piece and we're going to line it up here at the top to cover that black part, and then we're just going to wrap it around like that. I'll go in with my big old spatula, get everything nice and straight. Now I can take some glue, and y'all, this will be a one and done. So I am just going to take my glue, place some glue across the top. And I don't even have to clean this brush. I can let the glue dry and just peel it off. And we're going to put it in our book like this. And we do have a nice, beautiful fit on this. I'm going to lift up so that I can go on the back and just make sure that that is nice and stuck. So we're going to bring in this piece, and this time we're going to cut it down to 6 1/4. So I'm just going to place my ruler on the side like that. Then I'm going to make a mark right here because we'll just remove this much. This really is easy peasy. So I'm going to place my ruler down, applying some pressure, and then I'll just cut through these pages with a fresh blade so that my cuts are nice and crisp. So now we have our pieces cut. We can save this and we can actually turn this into a separate notebook. But for right now, we're going to set it to the side. I am going to add some tape. To this piece. All right, so now we need to peel away the tape backer from this topper, and we're going to take this and do it just like we did the bigger one. So we're going to put that up top, and then we'll fold this over and fold it around. Then I'm going to use my big old spatula to get it stuck. Now I'm going to take some of my glue, and you can see that my glue is stuck on the side, so I can just peel it up and toss it. So now I'm going to take my glue, add my glue to the back. And we're just going to place it down like so, making sure that I have it inside of the booklet. And then I'll close it and look at it, and you can see that that looks pretty good. So I am just going to get this nice and stuck. And so I'm just going to find me a few pieces of ephemera to put down. And this one is going to go in this one. And I'll share with you in a minute how this looks. So we're going to put this right there. And it says Happy Days. Then I'm going to take the large book, and we're going to go ahead and just add some chipboard stickers to this one. And these are my Mind's Eye stickers, and they are from the Wild Asparagus collection, but they work beautifully with my little project here. So I'm actually going to use 2. And I'm going to stick this one on there just like that. Then I'm going to take a piece of ephemera, and this one says it's always a good time, and I'm going to put that right there. And I am loving how this is turning out. So I'm going to put some glue here, and glue right about there. And we're going to take this and put it right there. How stinking cute is that? So then on my sticky note holder, I think I'm just going to take this little piece, add some glue, and just sort of spread that glue out. And now I can take this, I'm going to put it sideways like that. Then I'm going to take this little piece of ephemera that says it's all good, and we're going to just add some glue so that we can stick this down. And I'm just going to take it, and we're going to put it down like that. And there we have that one. Now I'm going to open it and just find a little something flat for the inside. I'm not going to put anything with any dimension. And so on the inside, I think I'm just going to put that little birdhouse. I'm going to add some glue. And I'm going to place that right there. So sweet, so done. Now I'm going to take this one, go on the inside, and I am going to place this one right here at the top, and it says, "Let your dreams come true." Let's grab some glue, place some glue in the corners and in the center. And then I'll spread it just a little bit. Almost put that in upside down. So we have that right there. So then we're going to bring this one in. I'm going to take this piece of ephemera that says "Love This Moment." And we're going to place it right at the top. Then I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper and I am going to cut a pocket. So I'm just going to bring in my ruler instead of pulling out my scoreboard. And I'm just going to cut a piece. And then I'm going to cut this way. So I'm basically just using scrap, and the size of the scrap is completely up to you, but I'm going to put a pocket right there. So I'm going to take my glue and we're going to run glue along one side as well as the bottom. And let's get that nice and stuck. And then I'm going to take this sticker that says, "We make a great pair." I just like it. So I am going to peel the back. Let me make sure I've got that nice and straight. Looks like I do. Then I have this little bird. I'm going to tuck that bird right there. Just like that. And now we have that sweet little pocket. We can tuck pieces of ephemera, we can tuck a note, we can put anything in there that we want. This book, my friends, is all done. This one is all done. We just need to add a pocket to the inside here. So I have some more scrap. And I am just going to make myself a pocket just by cutting that scrap. And then if it's too large, I'll just remove a little bit. And now we can put that one right there. And then I'm going to take this chipboard sticker that says "Grace, not perfection," and we're going to put it down. So now I'm going to put my lid back on my little pod. I'm just going to let my glue dry on the brush because I can peel it right away. And of the 3 12 by 12 pieces that I started with, this is all that I have left. So basically I did use a full 3 sheet. Y'all, look at the end result. Look at the combination and how well the colors flow together. They don't all have to match, but you have the color that flows continuously from here to here to here, as well as on the inside, as well as on the inside. Everything is beautifully coordinated and very pleasing to the eye. So when we create a combo like this to sell, to gift, or to keep, we really have crafted useful happiness. That's exactly what we've done here. So I am going to bring the first set back in. Y'all, we made these sets using one 8x10 pad folio that I got from the Dollar Tree, as well as a small pack of 3x3 sticky notes. And then we were able to make this loveliness. Absolutely beautiful. And I loved sharing it with you. So if you're interested in seeing another way in which I use the Dollar Tree Pad Folios, check out this video. I think you will love it. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this awesome video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.